Welcome to Teamrocketgarage. Today I'm going to show you the top 3 ways you can make your engine last forever. Check it out. Hit the subscribe button! So today I'm going to be showing you the top 3 ways you can make your engine last forever, whether it's a basic little pickup truck or daily commuter or a race car like my Nissan Sentra over here. Starting at the bottom, we've got number 3. Thing number 3 is the coolant. The coolant will keep your engine cool, and you want to also maintain the cooling system on your car. So just a quick basic rundown. You've got your coolant reservoir. Not all cars will have this. You've got your radiator, your cooling fan over here. Some of those might be electric, and keep your fingers away because they can turn on without notice. And then you've got your coolant lines that go into the cabin that run your heater core. All of these need to work perfectly, because if they leak, you'll run out of coolant and your engine will overheat, and that's very, very bad. So a very basic rundown of a cooling system is the engine spins the water pump, and that pumps coolant through the whole system, through the radiator to cool it down. The fan pulls air through the radiator, which cools the coolant in there, which sends it back through the engine to cool the engine down. If your engine gets too hot, you can end up with coolant leaks, a head gasket problem, or catastrophic engine failure and oil burning. If you want to know if you've got coolant problems, then when you run your car until operating temperature, you get off the highway and you can smell kind of a sweet pungent smell. It's kind of a sweet thick smell coming from under the hood. Then you might have a problem with a coolant leak, and you should either check a mechanic or check it yourself to avoid problems in the future. If you don't have the money to go to a mechanic right now, you can just keep the coolant topped off. Check your service manual for how to do that. Thing number 2 is the second most important thing, and that is driving habits. If you drive your car hard, it's going to wear a little bit faster than if you drive your car smoothly, softly, slow, and protective. Now, that's not to say that your car doesn't want to be revved up every here and again. So every couple days, if you've been kind of easy on her, go ahead and floor it up the on-ramp. Your car will thank you for it. Good driving habits to protect your car's engine include getting up to speed at a reasonable pace, not too slow, not too fast. You want to be flooring it, but don't take a minute to get up to highway speed. If you've got a manual transmission, make sure you're pushing that clutch all the way to the floor as well. You don't want to be grinding those gears or even having that little clunk when you're putting it in gear. Push that clutch to the floor. If you've got an automatic, make sure you're on the brake when you're shifting into drive. And if you're manually shifting through the gears, i.e. putting it down into first, then second, then drive, or third while you're cruising along, probably don't want to do that unless it's absolutely necessary to keep your RPMs up on a hill or while towing. If you've got a front wheel drive car like this Nissan Sentra, make sure you're not flooring it with the wheel pinned all the way. That's really hard on the CV axles. No matter what the car is, you don't want to start it and then floor it immediately. There's a lot of different kinds of metal inside of your engine, and they all need to get up to the proper engine temperature so they're the exact right size. Metal expands and contracts with heat, so if your engine is cold, then the distance between those metals can be wrong or incorrect, which will cause excess wear in advance. So if you're starting it up, you can just drive, but don't go revving it and bouncing off the rev limiter either. And that brings me to my next point. The most important thing about making your engine last forever is gonna be the oil. The oil is the lifeblood of your car. You can be empty on coolant, empty on gas, and empty on oil, and the first thing to fail will be caused by the lack of oil. Now, almost every car is gonna have that dipstick there coated in yellow, and it's very, very easy to see. Some cars that have an automatic transmission is going to have 2 dipsticks, but it'll say on the dipstick what it goes to. If it doesn't, the one with red fluid on it is transmission, the one with black fluid on it is oil. Now, if your oil is just a little bit low like this one, we can see it kind of at the bottom of the hash marks there. That means that it's a quart low. So from the top here all the way to the bottom is the range of 1 quart. So if you've still got oil above that lower mark, you're safe to drive to the store and get some oil. But if you don't have oil on that dipstick, you need to get it towed or take a different car to the store to fill it up on oil, and then probably figure out why your car is going through so much oil. Like I said, oil is the most important thing to make your car's engine last any amount of time. Make sure you're getting your oil changes every 3,000 miles or 3 months, whichever comes first. And if you've got an older car, it's probably worth checking that fluid level every month or two, or every time you get gas. Set that gas nozzle to go in there, pop the hood, just pull that, double check the fluid level. Old cars or cars with high mileage, they can have worn out parts, worn out rubber parts inside of the engine, and that's not necessarily a problem until you burn so much oil that it causes problems for other critical engine components. So like I said, you can make your engine last forever pretty much if you have good driving habits, coolant, and oil in your car. It doesn't matter if it's a new car, an old car, checking the oil hurts nothing. Double checking the coolant reservoir to make sure that it's between the minimum and maximum level, and also driving responsibly with your car with maybe once or twice a week a spirited run up the on-ramp. Not going to be a big deal, and your car's going to thank you for it. It keeps the carbon out of the cylinders, out of the valves, and makes your engine happy. Thanks for watching this episode of Team Rocket Garage. If you like this kind of stuff, hit the subscribe button and then comment below what kind of car you have, and were you low on oil? Go double check it right now. Thanks for watching.